Hello students, this is Heather again. I wanted to go over the options for the observational assignment for the adults and the later adults. Now please note it's the same questions for the adults to the later adults, it just depends on the age you're picking. So you can basically pick anyone 24 on up to answer these questions. So I'm just going to stay on this page to kind of help us get the flow going. So the other interview already went over the procedure of kind of the format of the paper. So I'm going to just be focusing more on the interview and the interview observation and how to do the summary part. So what you're going to need to know about the adult can, if it's someone you know, it's usually a bit easier to interview them. It's going to take about 20 to 30 minutes, depending how it is. I want to know about the environment, kind of where you're at. Even though they are an adult, I do want them to sign the parent consent form or the consent form. They don't have to they don't have to go find their parent and sign off. What they want to do is just say that it's okay that they're having this interview done and knowing that I'm going to know the answer to the questions. You can change their name in the paper if they feel more comfortable with that. It just kind of depends. So with that being said, of course, we understand that the introduction is going to be the background information of the person. We kind of already went over that. Why did you pick them? The connections to the textbook, all those things. So what I'm going to be scrolling to, so we can focus on it, is the interview questions. Now, with our interview, when you're writing the summary part of your observation interview questions, I don't want you making up your own interview questions. I have 20 interview questions that are specific for you. If the person does not have children, some of it might not work, that question worked for them, that's fine. You'll still have enough information to write about. But what I don't want is like a question and answer. You're going to have your notes, which I do want a picture of your notes, or you can send them to me. You don't have to retype them. Just send them to me like in a picture. You do it separately through email, through course message, whatever. Now, when I'm talking about what I don't want the question. So you're going to say something like, tell me about your parents, ? Susie said her parents are still married and they were high school sweethearts. That's not what I want. What you can say, Susie stated that her parents are still married, they were high school sweethearts, and they still have a very loving relationship. Whatever. You had things like, maybe this will make more sense. What I don't want is you to say, what type of discipline did your parents use? ? Susie stated that her parents were authoritative. No. What I want you to say is not have this, but you can say something like, Susie stated that her parents were authoritative. Authoritative means, you can put a textbook put in there, and you can put like, ask Susie, well, what do you mean about authoritative? Or maybe they're authoritarian. You need to know the difference too. Oh, my parents used a lot of discipline, they were really strict, they were old school fashion, or maybe my parents didn't have any rules. Like whatever their answers are, it's going to vary for each person. So I really want you to go through each of these. How did your family earn money? Was the parent, in construction? Was the parent a teacher? Like, I need to know the details. With that being said, I don't want question and answer. I'm going to say, Susie stated that her parents were teachers and a construction worker when they were growing up, whatever. So I want all these answered, if they can. So one of them that they might know. So what's the best part about being a parent-grandparent? Maybe they're not a parent or grandparent, so you wouldn't ask them that question. I hope that makes a little bit more sense. It has to kind of abide to them. So what's your favorite memory with your children? If they don't have children, they're not going to have that. So you can reword the question and say, what's your favorite memory as a child? Put it back to them. You can ask things like that. So what is your most embarrassing memory with your children? If they have children, you ask it. If they don't, what was your most embarrassing memory as a child? So you can kind of slightly reword it to whoever you're interviewing. And I want kind of details in that. I want this to flow like an essay still. So you're going to basically be putting this in the summary part. They're going to be answering the questions, but you're just going to be giving me the responses. And you're going to word it so I would know what the question was. And then, of course, you do your analysis. Some things are going to connect here. So maybe family's going to connect. You can pull in from over here, what did they said, how their family made money, how their family disciplined, all that's going to be connecting. the three qualities that they like that can kind of connect to their self-identity development. You're going to be incorporating the textbook and your answers from up here into the analysis. And then you're going to have a conclusion, and we went over the formatting, so I'm not going to go over that. But that's basically how you would do the adult or the later adult, because the later adult has the same questions too. So hopefully that helps.